that the 4 hour order flow is still bearish. Obviously daily chart, that to me is just not looking like reversal at this point in time anyway. We've still got that weak flow on the daily. Doesn't have to be taken, but it is very likely that we are going to be taking that level. So even if we do get reversals here, I only see it as potentially short term. What is up and welcome to today's video. So it's going to be a full day of trading slash update slash just, day in the life kind of video. So I'm just going to vlog my thoughts, update you on what's been going on within my trading and just life, and just really get to talk to you. So basically where have I been? So a few things been going on. So obviously went through that stressful period in March slash February. If you haven't seen my latest video, which was around about 4 weeks ago, go and check that out, because it's going to really give you more of an insight into what I was going through, and you may even be able to relate. I think a lot of people relate to the message that I put out there, and I got a lot of feedback from friends and traders within my circle and without my circle who just respected like the fact that I just put myself out there and just opened up and just talked through what I was going through at that time. And I think it's really important in this industry, because a lot of people just cover up the true insights of what you actually go through, and I think it's very easy. It would have been very easy for me to be like, nah, I'm not going to really talk about it, let me just take the easy road and just not say anything. But I was like, but people need to hear about this, people need to actually like relate to this, and I could actually help someone like through this. And I think a lot of people have related to that message. If you're going through a similar thing yourself, it may be able to help you. So I'm going to talk about some of the solutions that I put in place to get over that period, because I'm over that now. But I think it was really important for me to put that message out there, and definitely go check out that video if you haven't already. It's really important that you highlight the upsides and the downsides of trading. That's something that I've always done within my trading journey, and it's something I'll never shy away from. So go watch that video if you haven't already, and hopefully you enjoy. Basically just been trading, just been getting back to a good system, been getting back to optimal performance. That's what the last 4, 5, 6 weeks has always been about. I feel like I'm at that A game now, and I'm just getting better at understanding myself and just everything with that process. So I've just taken more time to just balance myself. So had a good Easter away from the markets, went up to Scotland for a little bit with my partner's family, and then just really just had fun and just explored and just did something completely different. You need to do that every now and then. So that was Easter, so I had a good time away then. And it was around about 4 or 5 weeks ago. I think it was around about 4, 5, 6 weeks ago. That was the end of my period of coming out of tilt. So it's coming into the back end of March basically, and I was obviously going through that stressful period and had a few things to put in place and things like that. So I had a recovery strategy, but the recovery strategy as well is very effective, but it was more so for daily frustrations. So let's say you've taken 2 losses in a row, you need a way to recover, you feel the pressure of, like, let's say taking an FTMO challenge, and you have the targets in mind, you're feeling the pressure. Like, these sort of things are minor things that can be overcome very quickly. So the recovery strategies to be put in place for things like that. But for what I was going through, which was a little bit more tilt, I would say, based on the fact that I subconsciously started to add things in as I was going through certain pieces of content, and I didn't even really notice myself doing it. I would put that down to tilt. So for the thing that I was going through, I needed to put a better system in place. I'll say a better one, a more appropriate one in place. So that's when I was really paying attention whilst I was going through that period of what's changed within my trading, how do I feel, what's different, how am I operating different. Like, I was really paying attention, especially towards the back end of it, to really create a system in place so that if it ever happens again, I'm like, right, I know exactly what to do because this worked last time. So I was really paying attention to what was working, what wasn't working. And really the biggest thing for me that really kind of reset me was just to take a period of time off. So I took around about a week, I think, off. I think it was about a week. It was at least 4 or 5 days, but I believe it was around about a week. Did things that was completely different. So I think I kicked it off with like a spa day, I think, or something like that. Just did something completely different. No, that was earlier, that was February, I think. But anyway, did something completely different, went for like walks, exercised more, so just trained in the gym more, got back to like, you know, doing things consistently, just doing things that were a little bit different, that were a little bit out of my scope of just normal day-to-day trading, that would help reset me, take my mind off trading, take my mind off of that stress to reset myself, to get myself back into a refreshed mode. That definitely did it. Then when I came back to the charts, that's when like I started to right, let me find out what the root cause of this tilt was, let me get to the root cause of it, because if you don't get to the root cause, you can't really counteract that. You don't know what's going on deep inside of your mental game, you don't know how to improve at that, and if it ever happens again, it's, you know, you're going to have the same issue. So I needed to get to the root cause of it, and for me it was just setting expectations on myself or the market subconsciously. And when I really started to identify that and a few more things, that's when I could really just, you know, put things in place to overcome that. So that's what I did. And then literally just highlighting a few different things for me. For me, a big thing that I'll mention as well, because you guys may do the same, is one of the first times of tilt, which was very interesting for me, is one of the first triggers for tilt, or one of the first signs that I'm going through tilt, is usually I'm doing what they call high priority tasks throughout the day. You know, I'm focused on my work blocks, I'm focused on my daily goals, I've got things in place that I need to accomplish that day. Sometimes what I'll notice is that when I'm going through the early stages of tilt, I will subconsciously spend more time on the markets. I will subconsciously spend more time, I'll say looking for trades, but kind of like bordering on looking for trades. I'm not going to take anything that's like against my style, but I trade with the order flow. Let's say this is a key example. So I trade in alignment with the order flow. So I trade higher time frame continuations entered on the lower time frames, which allows me obviously greater risk to reward and things like that. And it allows me to take risk off the table early on into the trade and manage it appropriately. But that's something that I'll do. But in a period where I'm going through till, I'll get tempted into taking trades that are against the order flow, maybe more higher time frame reversals and things like that. So that is a key few triggers for myself. So one of the things for myself to refresh myself after that period of taking time off was, right, get my focus back to high priority actions throughout the day, get my focus back to, you know, really getting that cemented work blocks in place and just sticking to a really good schedule. Because for me, where I find optimal performance is not sitting on the charts all day. It's just not, I'm going to be honest with you. For me, it's getting my forecast ready, getting everything I know that I'm looking at for the day. So I usually do that the night before the trading day, and then I'll just kind of do a few markups in the morning as well to really get myself ready for the trading day itself. But yeah, when I've got other things going on within my life, when I've got other projects and things that I'm working on as well, that's when I perform my best. Obviously, you guys probably know I've got Discord now as well, and there's obviously other traders within there that I'm trying to like guide through processes that I've been through in the past, help put systems in place, and really just create that independence that I think lacked a little bit within the early stages of my trading journey. Had a lot of it, don't get me wrong, but I really want to help people put systems in place so that they can create their own independence for themselves. They don't have to rely on anyone for trading, for, you know, trade ideas, for even systems or what to do in this situation or what to do in that situation. They already know it because we're putting these systems in place. I'll actually just give you a quick run through. I'll show you Discord itself. So this is the Discord layout. This is just one of the chats, but we've got obviously a lot of chats on the left as well. Things from trading itself. So we've got a trading floor, general chats, trading psychology questions, and then we go down to education, optimal performance, off-topic things. And then we've obviously got things for premium or pro members as well, such as markups. So yeah, so obviously that's that. And I forgot what I was saying now. Lost track. But yeah, I was talking about that. And yeah, I'm just obviously helping people. I know I'm obviously helping people guide through that process of putting systems in place based on what I've been through in the past. So it was really good going through that period of tilt because it taught me a few different things, and it taught me, right, now I can put this in place, which could obviously help people who are like 5 stages behind me who haven't quite been through it yet, or are going through it, or have been through it in the past but don't have a clue of what things to put in place, you know? So that was really beneficial. And then yeah, just got back to peak performance and started to take a few winning trades end of March, and then just got back to my style that was working very well before. I don't know why I subconsciously started to think that, you know, the right thing to do was learn more in that situation. I think the right thing to do was just improve my C game more. So obviously within your trading, you've got an A game, B game, C game. This is what, what's his name? Jared someone talks about from the mental game of poker, the mental game of trading. He talks about this a lot. So you've got obviously A, B and C game. I'm currently reading mental game of trading right now as we speak. But yeah, my C game was obviously some of the psychology, so sometimes you need to improve that to really just, I've talked about this plenty of times before, but basically you've got A, B and C game. It's like the inch-end theory of, if you really start to focus, this is your A game, right? This is your C game. If you always focus on your A game, there's going to be such a variation between your best game and your worst game. So any fluctuations in that, if you go on a period of tilt, it's going to be very volatile, and that's where I think mine was. It wasn't as volatile as probably what you'd expect, but for me at this stage in my journey, it was a little bit too volatile than what I would want to see based on the way I want to scale in the future, if that makes sense. So for me, it was right. The right answer is to start to bring that up more again, because I just go through cycles of working on the A game, then working on the C game, and just really started to bring them both forward. And yeah, just feel back to my best net right now, in a really good state of mind. I've got improved systems in place based on what I've been through in March, in February, which was probably the best thing that could have happened to me, to be honest. So yeah, really happy with that. And also I'm in a period of monk mode right now. So just quickly, you may have heard of this, you may not have heard of this, but you haven't, check it out online on YouTube. But basically, I like to call it like ghost mode, but it's basically monk mode. So I've got a few non-negotiables in place that I need to do every single day to keep myself on track. And then I've got other variations that I do as well that are more so negotiables, but I will still stick to and still do that consistently. So non-negotiables for me will be things like 20 minutes meditation per day. Then I'll do 30 minutes exercise. So this can be anything from, you know, hitting weights most days, which is what I'm doing, to going for a walk, or, you know, going for a run or something like that. Usually it's either going for a walk or weight training for me. And then I will do screen time, so my phone screen time, under 2 hours per day. And that's just really 3 beneficial habits to put in place for this, which is what I'm doing. And then non-negotiables, like I have to do them every single day. And then I've got a few other things such as like minimize processed foods, and then a few other things that I'm doing daily as well. So that's that. I did a phase 1, so I did phase 1, which is 21 days, and I started that at the end of March, I believe, or coming into March anyway, sometime in March. So I did that for 21 days, did that, had a break in between for Easter. That's when I went for like obviously walks and stuff, and just had time off for Easter for like 4 or 5 days. And then back at it now, just coming to phase 2. So phase 2 started on the 19th of April and ends on the 29th of May, which is 40 days. And it's gonna be really good. Really excited for what's to come in this period of focus. Back testing is another thing that I'm doing daily as well, at least during the week anyway. Really just spend time getting to that subconscious confidence level, because that's what I realized within that period. I thought I was at the stage where things were subconscious, and they were to a certain degree, but clearly not enough, because I went through that stressful period of tilt. So if I was fully subconscious, I wouldn't have been through that stage, but I did, which taught me a few lessons. So just trying to get to that stage now. And really I'm just at a place where I've started to realize as well, my trading's fine. My trading's absolutely fine. There's ways to improve it. I can improve my strike rate, I can improve certain aspects of things. I'm still making errors here and there, but overall my trading is in a really good place, and I know I can scale this consistently, and I know I've got the right foundation and the right fundamentals to do this longer term. So for me right now is just sticking with that and not making any major tweaks, just minor things along the way. So that's what I'm focused on now. But yeah, doing that, doing monk mode, need to get back to doing more YouTube videos. But obviously a lot of my focus right now is going on the Discord and really just creating content, because I'm obviously creating weekly videos, which is obviously like psychological stuff, systems, some technical analysis, and just little things in there which are obviously guiding people through the process who, you know, I've not made it yet, you know, I'm still going through that process, I'm still learning as I'm going along, but I could be 5 stages ahead of you, therefore I'm giving back to those people who are not quite there yet, but you know, are really trying to speed up that process for them as well, and really create independence within their trading. So creating weekly videos, but then I'm also doing like markups daily for some of the higher tiers, market breakdowns every week, and then we do a live market breakdown with the premium members every 2 weeks. So doing a lot of things for that, obviously, which is taking a lot of my focus, and that's where my focus is going on. So yeah, it's really good, and we've got a lot of members that are really doing well and have made a lot of progression as well, so it's really sick to see. And yeah, overall, that's pretty much it in the markets today. I was looking at euro dollar, so I missed an entry this morning, unfortunately, by literally like 5 minutes, but just part of the process. It's what it is, just learn from it. So I've taken screenshots of that, but yeah, if I was looking at anything, it would be more so euro dollar, but it's definitely not ready at this point in time. But basically what I'll be looking at is, you can see on the screen, obviously, the trend is still bearish. We had a liquidity grab here of prices to the left, and now I'm just looking for that bearish intention to fulfill to the downside, looking for this low here at around 1.0757 to be taken out. So that's the main target, and then what happens after that will remain to be seen. So that's the target for that, and then I'm just going to monitor things going forward throughout the day, so I'll let you know if anything develops, and I'll catch you guys very soon. Here we've had that pause in price, so price has come down, paused to create more liquidity, had that clear sell-off, but then notice how price has come back very aggressively as well.